business through, there used to be two XML files. That is nothing but called as UCal's rules engine, we call. So now, because it has come up to the front end using the business rules concept, now this is deactivated and these two are activated. Okay, so these are all the provisioning activations of Employee Central, what we do, followed by if you have the position management, which we see at a later point. So for position management to be implemented, this enable position management. By looking at the time off part, the absence management of the success factors, this enable time off, time sheet, like this you have few other activations depending on the requirement. The major prerequisite activations will be these things. From attachment manager till this event is derivation rules and all. And at the bottom you have that position management and generic objects activations as well. So these all will be anyways even listed in the implementation guide documents, guys. So every module related implementation guide will carry in the initial first 15 pages itself. You will have a page which will clearly mention you what are all the provisioning activations required for that module. Okay, so you need not worry. You just need to have an idea about what are the activations and where are they to be performed. Okay, so you need not by heart that. So success factor system will be giving you a list of all the activations to be done in the implementation guide document. Okay. So these are that. So once we have all these activations done, as usual, as I told you previously, so as a part of Employee Central configurations, once the activation is done, as a part of configurations in this page, under company settings, if you come down, you will find the succession management area where you will be uploading all those 4 XML files. Succession data model, country specific succession, corporate, country specific corporate, all the data models will be loaded. So with this, activations in the provisioning, uploads of XMLs in the provisioning will all be done. The rest of the things you can directly handle in the front end. So the rest of the configurations, the front end screen of this XML called manage business configuration that you have, all that you handle on the front end. In very rare cases, we'll come to the XML. Okay. So this is all about the provisioning level settings, guys. And next thing we'll be looking at is the RBPs, the role-based permissions. So some people will basically ask me like, what is the difference between the provisioning settings and the RBPs? It's basically any functionality that requires in your customer system is activated through provisioning. Once it is activated, who should have access to that functionality? So whether everyone should have access or only limited set of people like only managers, only HR something, you want to have an control on that. That is what you define through the permissions, through RBPs in the instance system. So provisioning settings is in the provisioning and RBPs is through the front-end instance system where you can control the permissions like which features to be accessible to which set of employees are there. Okay. Yeah, Kalyani, any question?
Yeah, so it's in the provisioning settings screen, Suresh. So when we get the success factor system for the first time, so would there be any defaults we need to check, or you through each or follow the implementation guide and check it according to the customer requirements? How is it delivered?
Yeah, so definitely some basic activations will be already selected there in the checkboxes list. Few checkboxes will be defaulted, but to the success factors implementation guide, you just have to cross check all those. So example, there are 15 activations that you have to do in 15 checkboxes. So there might be 5 checkboxes that might be already active. So irrespective of their active or inactive, we'll go to each and every place and we'll cross check once. That's important. Okay.
So say specifically for employee central, if I activate, if we activate employee central, so there are some default settings already are made already. Or
yeah, okay. Not only employee central, module of success factors will have few activations by default. The prerequisite settings will be there. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So coming on to the instance part, guys. So here to work on the permissions, as usual, we'll go to the admin center where we have that manage permission groups option. So go to the admin center. And here under set user permissions, we have this manage permission groups and roles. So roles is the one that we what are the permissions you select in a role is what we'll be now looking at. So as we discussed at the early stage, every time a role is divided into two types of permissions: user level permissions and the admin level permissions. So when you click on the permissions button here in the role, you get user level permissions and the admin level permissions, two categories. So those permissions that will help the employees of a company to use the SS system with different access, like employee manager, HR, and all. Those permissions will be granted through user permissions. So to use the system, what are the permissions? You get through user permissions. Even an employee or a manager or a HR or a HOD or even a CEO will get the permissions from us. Whereas the consultants or the administrators who handle the config part of the system, it's not for end user activities, for the config part, for the config activities, if you need some permissions, those permissions will be given through administrator permissions. Okay, so first if you look at the user level permissions, it is clearly divided with all the set of modules, well segregated. So like the performance module, learning, career development planning, EC related data. Next you have recruitment related permissions. All these permissions are well segregated. So for which module, which set of permissions you want to have, you just have to go into that module and select the relevant checkboxes of what areas you want the permissions. So now in that case, this employee data is the one, the first related to EC that we have to look at. Under this employee data, you have a lot of activations that can be made. All these are the various activations of employee cycle that you have to make. Where all these are the different fields guys. Under employee data, so all these are the basic input fields where every field will have this view or edit access. Whether you want to give just a read-only access for this field or edit access on this field, you have all these fields. Like you have the employee's first name, last name, date of birth, his phone number, citizenship, like this various fields, address fields, manager ID, department, various fields you will be having of an employee. All the basic input fields will be having them. So the single input fields are the standard elements we call. You remember in the succession data model, the standard elements, all the single input fields. After that, here you have the employee central effective dated entities. That is nothing but the portlets. So, 1 second. Here in the employee data, first you have all the single input fields. Once that is done, if you keep scrolling down, you even have the background portlets. Background elements. So first is the single input fields, which is the standard elements, and then the background elements is coming up here. So background elements are nothing but those portlets which store some historical, which store some employee's background information, like his education details, his certification details, his previous employment details, all the details of an employee, which is not specific to the current company, which is just some general information about an employee is all stored under the background portlets. So those portlets related permissions are all given. So you have all the portlets where you can choose whether that portlet should be given only view access or an edit access. All these portlets. Okay, the awards portlet, job history, education details, like this. Various portlets you have all here. Certifications, licenses, various portlets. So here you have to make sure that these all portlets are only given an access at a portlet level, not at a field level. So if you give an access to a portlet, all the fields of the portlet are editable. You cannot restrict that one field is editable, other field is not editable and all. Here you cannot set that. So it's only an access that you get through the portlet level for this RBPs. If it is that for every field of that, if it is that for every user, that particular field of a portlet should be non-editable, directly in the portlet definition itself, you will give the visibility equal to read. Such that for everyone it will be only read only mode. But particularly for manager should be editable, for employees it should be non-editable, like that you cannot do that in the under this background elements. So entire portlet level this permissions will access. Okay. So here you have the background elements. But when you go under this employee central effective dated entities, here you have the HRIS elements, those portlets which will have historic data nature, not like background elements, they have historic data nature, and here you will be also having the field level control, field level access. So here under the personal information you have a lot of fields, all the fields of personal information, and you can choose field level access, like which field should be given an access to look at the current data, the historic data, edit access given or not, so correction access given or not, So this correction access is to make changes. Edit insert is to insert a new record. So this permission of current, the correct one, the last one will give you only an option to edit the current record, but this edit insert will give you an option to place a new record altogether in the portal. So like that you have the personal information related each and every field level, all these permissions with along with the delete permission as well, even if you want to delete the record. All this. So there are around 6 to 7 portlets which will have this effective dated nature guys. Effective dated is nothing but these are the EC specific portlets basically, which will store some historical nature of data. You will have the start date, end date for each and every record, and it becomes inactive record when you get a latest record. It's a historic record. So you'll have a delimiting functionality, same like in SAP HCM. So personal information will have it, followed by the job information will also have it. So these are the two important portlets guys. Yeah, okay. For personal it is address portlet, you have the dependents portlet, and you have the job information portlet. So the job information portlet is the first important portlet of EC, which is having around 50 to 60 fields in it. The second will be the personal information, and then are all these address, dependents and all. And after job information, you'll also have the compensation information, the salary part, and then you have the last one as job relationships. So these are the important portlets guys. All these are the EC specific portlets with some historic data nature. So other portlets are just normal portlets which will store all the active records. It doesn't have historic nature. Only these effective dated entity portlets will have the historic nature. Okay, that's job relationships, compensation information, job information, address, dependents and personal. All these 7 portlets will have that nature. And then you have the employee views. Employee views is another category which is nothing but the sections of the people profile. So on the people profile, how many sections you can have is all decided through this. So here which all sections we have selected, those sections only will appear on the people profile. The other sections doesn't appear guys. These are all the sections of the people profile. So what sections are to be given? Say there are 20 sections in a company, so then the employee might be given access to all the 20, managers might be given access to only 15, HRs might be given access to again all the 20 in editable mode, so like that. So you have access to all these portlets here. Okay, so these are all the portlets in which all the sections of the people profile in which the portlets are all present guys. Okay, and after this, so these are all the various permissions at the user level. That is, which sets of fields, which sets of background elements, which sets of HRIS elements, all that are to be accessible, and which sets of which sections of the people profile are to be accessible. All that we have at an employee level permissions. But when you come down here, you have the administrator permissions. So under admin permissions, again for employee central related, we have different subsections here. So if you scroll down, you will be starting with the foundation objects. So if you come down here, you will be finding these employee central manage foundation objects related option. So under foundation objects, so this is nothing but they are making sure you are having the upload access on import foundation object. So if you click on this import foundation object, you will have an access for uploading the foundation object into the SuccessFactors system guys, like the locations, all that, if you want to upload. And here under object types, you have the list of them. So on the front end, which objects you can access, the location code, pay range, pay grade and all. So which objects you can access on the front end, manage or job based structures is this. So it's view access or create access or insert, correct, delete. Like this you have the access, but the access, the permission related to upload is decided here. So if you given import foundation data permission, so you will be able to import all these. It's not only location or only pay grade like. So if you in the FIBO permission, if you get this import foundation data option, all these foundation objects can be loaded into the SuccessFactors system. So how to upload the foundation objects and all is our next topic. We'll be looking into that. Okay, all this. If it is an access only given to you here, then you can only access them through manage or job based structures. You cannot bulk upload, download them. And here you have here you have the checkboxes like on locations you might be given the create access, but on pay grades you might be given only a view access. Such that you can look at the pay grades in the system, but if you want to create a new one, you can. But a location, you can create a new location. Like that, a valid access can also be given, like such that on one object you have a edit access, other option only view access, and all you can even control that. So all these are the foundation objects, the normal foundation objects which we access through manage job based structures, guys. And similarly, MDF objects also you have. If you see here, MDF foundation objects, business unit, cost center, department, division, job, all this. All these are the legal entity at the bottom. All these are the MDF foundation objects that you have. So here again MDF foundation object level also, every object wise you can choose it is whether the current records only to be viewable or only also the history, and if it is you want to have the create access or not. Same like here. For the normal foundation object guys, the way we are giving view, create, insert, delete and all. Similar way here, even here for MDF foundation objects you have view, create, insert, correct, all. So for the normal foundation objects, you used to see only this, but for MDF foundation objects, they also clearly ask you, even if you give the view access, whether it is only for the current records or the historic records as well. Like that, you have an access to all these MDF foundation objects here. Okay, so here each and every object level you have an option. Along with, if you observe, the import export option is also given each and every object level. For the normal foundation objects, we saw that you have an overall import foundation data option. You don't have it every object level. You don't have import object import column. But for MDF foundation object, against every object they have given an import export option, such that you can say that business units can be imported, but cost centers cannot be imported. Like you can say departments can be imported, but divisions cannot be imported. We can even choose the import functionality at each and every object level for MDF objects, but for normal foundation objects, it's an overall import option or no import option at all. That is the restriction. Okay. So this is the MDF foundation objects we have, which are all the objects listed here. And just about that, about MDF framework. So as I have already mentioned previously, MDF is a framework. It need not be every time confined to only foundation objects. So currently SF is making most advantage of MDF for foundation objects. But the foundation objects is not the only functionality of MDF. Using MDF we can do many things, like we can write business rules, which is the MDF script. We can create custom portlets using MDF platform, all that. So MDF based, these are the activations. So what are the different MDF related things in the system? Is configure object definition screen, where you will find all the object definitions on the front end. The manage data screen is MDF related, where you create the data for MDF objects like department, legal entity, all that. Configure business rules. So the business rules page where we write the rules is totally MDF, because it is avoiding the XML files of previous years. And then you have the manage configuration UI. So whenever you are creating a custom portlet, the way how you design your UI, manage configuration UI is MDF based. And then positions. So coming up sessions, we'll be looking at the concept of position management. That might be the next coming week by Thursday sometime, we might be looking at this concept of position management. So this is a manage positions, which is a screen dedicatedly for dealing with the positions, and that is MDF based. And then we'll also look at a concept called number sequence, that is automatic number generation. That might be for employees or when they are creating a new department, new position, new location, anything. If you want to have a system to auto-generate the number without the user keying in the number, that is the sequence object we call. So even that is MDF based that we will be looking at. So like this, various screens are present on MDF. So which areas of MDF are to be activated can also be activated here. Where regarding MDF, it is 99% every time recommended to go with select all option. Don't specifically select this one, this one, this one. So even not in your module, some other module MDF might have its dependency. So as AC consultant, it's every time recommended that in the metadata framework of permissions, you give a select all such that anyways these are admin permissions, so all these can be given. Select all for the MDF related. So these are the objects we saw, and here we have the manage position. So we'll again come back and look at this when we are discussing about the concept of position management. So under the position management, whether we can look at the position of chat or not. In the initial days I showed you the position or short chat can be accessed or not. From position, can you create a job requisition? Right, directly from the position of chat, we have an option of integrating with recruitment system. Can we create a job requisition from there or not? Like this, we have various options of positions related. We look at when we are discussing the position management concept, guys. Okay, so this is a way, and then workflows. Manage workflows. So that delegate option that I have shown you. So I have shown you one auto delegate option, right? Where instead of each and every workflow level, if I am going for 10 days on vacation, I can choose some other person as my replacement to handle all the workflows. So like that. So for that, this auto delegation permission is something required. And that other tool of workflow request that I have been speaking at, manage workflow requests. So this is one admin tool, guys, because that will be available only in the customer systems. We cannot have it in the demo systems. So in the customer systems, you will find this manage workflow requests permissions, manage workflow request tool, which will allow you to handle the entire organizational workflows in one single location. So as an administrator, so you have the access to the workflows which are all pending in various states. Either it's a new workflow, or it is in the second level approval, or third level approval, or it is under rejections, or it is totally completed workflow. All that workflows will be in one single place called as manage workflow request, where admin, if they want to make any activities on the workflow, they can perform. Like to stop the workflow, or to change the workflow to some other approver. Okay, or to lock the approval. Locking means if the admin don't want that approval to be done at least for 10 days, no one should approve it or reject it. They want to hold that approval. So that is locking means. So locking an approval or unlocking of an approval, all such functionalities will be under the manage workflow request, which will be normally visible under the customer system, but not in a demo system. And then manage workflow groups. This is nothing but the place where we have created the dynamic groups in the workflows to have the dynamic groups such that any one of the person in the dynamic group can approve the workflow. So for such functionality, manage workflow groups functionality has to be having the permission. Okay, so this way. So these are the various options through workflows that we can access. Even here we'll just keep them as select all because it's all related to admin related. So these are all the various activations and the permissions that we give for EC, that is both at a front-end user level and also at an admin level. It's two categories of permissions only. Okay, so these permissions you will divide it under the number of permissions, the number of roles. So I have shown you all the employee level permissions, admin level permissions, everything in one role. So normally you can create here two different roles like admin role, employee role, HR role, and accordingly for HR what all permissions to be given, for admin what all permissions to be given, for employee what all to be given, you will select accordingly in the respective roles. Okay. But remember, SuccessFactors doesn't come up with any default roles. Like in SAP HCM, there are some standard ESS role, MSS role, like that in some areas. SuccessFactors doesn't come up with any default roles. Everything is zero. So you have to create right from the scratch whatever roles that you are required according to the permissions required. Okay. Any questions here, guys? So this is all about the way we have the provisioning level settings and the RBP's role-based provisions income. And the next thing that we'll be looking is at the data loads. So here it is mentioning about the employee data load. But even before going to the employee data load, first we shall be looking into the foundation objects data load, the one that we have been just now looking at, the way how the normal foundation objects can be loaded, MDF foundation objects can be loaded and all. So in this EC worksheet that we have been discussing previously, we have all that here. So these options are all listed here already. So now we'll be looking at all these import options. First we look at the foundation objects import, followed by then we look into the employee data imports. Okay.
Suresh, I have a question on the RDBs. So, if we create a custom field or a custom portlet, like in employee central edited entries, how does it appear in role-based permission? Would it automatically appear as soon as we create a custom field?
Yeah, so if that is a field that you have created for these effective dated entities related portlets. So here along with these four fields, you will even have your custom field listed here. So the custom fields, if anything added, that will also appear here for sure. And regarding the custom portlet, so portlet is something doesn't appear directly. It is views. So if you keep that portlet in a section, that section will appear here. So that if you want that portlet to be displayed or not, through the section you will handle. All the sections will appear, not the portlets.
Okay.
That is what we have done when we created a custom portlet MDF file.
Yeah, thank you.
Coming back here, so yeah, these are the options, guys. So first we look at the master data loads, that is the foundation object loads. Then we look into the employee data loads. So for the foundation object, so these are the two different options through which we can upload. The way for the data maintenance, we have two different screens on the front end. For the normal foundation objects, it is manage job instructions, and for MDF foundation objects, it is manage data. You have two different things. Even the import options are two. Normal foundation objects will be loaded through import foundation data, and MDF foundation object will be loaded through import and export data. Okay, import foundation data and import and export data are the two different objects that we have, guys. One second. Okay, yeah, so first we'll be looking into the normal foundation objects, which is import foundation data is the action. So let me just take you to that import foundation data. Yeah, sorry guys. So here in this import foundation data screen, this is the place through which you can actually load the data. So if you want to load the locations, pay components, pay ranges, anything, we can do it from here. So first you have to choose which object you want to load, which object data you want to load, and what type of a load it is. Whether it is a full purge or incremental load is an important selection that we have to do, where full purge is an option that will replace the existing data. So whatever is the data that is already present in the system, so that will be replaced by the new file that you are loading. So it will override the existing data. So that is not recommended in all the situations. In only in some main instances where the existing database has to be cleaned up by the consultants. Only then we use the full purge. So it's a very critical one. So if you by mistake, if you use a full purge, the existing data will be lost and it is not recoverable. So it is 99%. We use the incremental load. Where incremental load, if there are already 10 records, if you are loading 2 more records, it will make it 12. Where if you use the full purge, the existing 10 records will be deleted and only these 2 records what you are loading will be present in the system. So full purge will override the existing data, whereas incremental load will add upon the existing records. Like that. So that is full purge and incremental load. And real-time threshold is nothing but, say normally when you are the number of records that you are loading is very few, then you can get it imported immediately, where you can have your here itself, when you just browse your file and you click on import here on the right hand bottom corner, immediately here itself SF will be giving you a message, say out of 10 records, 8 are successful, 2 are errors, like that. Immediately here itself you'll get the acknowledgement. But if the number of records are like many hundreds, thousands of records, then system will take a lot of time if you import it here, and the system, in the process of uploading the data, the system might go into idle. Okay, it keep on loading, so it might go into idle. So to avoid that, SF has brought up this functionality called threshold, such that if the number of records are less than or equal to 10, it will immediately give you the message here itself, because the load will happen quickly. But if the number of records are more than 10, SF will say that it will go as a background job. The import will not happen in the front end. Okay, so as the number of records are more than 10 and when you click on import, the file will be first taken into the SF system and a background job will be scheduled. Once the job has been scheduled, it is completed execution, the data has been loaded, then after 2 to 5 minutes, you will be getting an acknowledgement mail to your email ID saying that the import of so and so data has been completed and this is a log of your data import. So that log also will be sent to the email saying that these many successful, these many errors, what are the reasons for errors, all that. So the real-time threshold will say you it's how many records. It's by default it is given as 10. So if the number of records that you are loading is less than or equal to 10, the data will be front-end upload. Immediately you will get the message here, successful or errors or anything. If it is more than 10, it goes as a background job. But if the number of records are say 15 or 16, something like that, no problem, you can even update this saying that still 15 records, it will go as a front-end job. But if your records are like 100, 200, 300, it is technically you can still update it, but SuccessFactors recommends not to go till 200 and all. Keep it to 100, 10, 20, till there it is fine. If it is more than that records, let it go as a background. If you keep 200 records, till 200 records, system will not go as a background. It will try to upload in the front end, but due to any issue, if the system is going into idle mode and all, you will not have a clue like how many are successfully loaded, where the upload has stopped and all, you will not be able to trace. That's why SF says just for 10 to 20 records it's fine. Beyond that, do not allow front end upload, let it go as a background. Okay. So here is a place where you just choose the file what you have filled with all the data and you can click on import so that the data can be loaded into the SF system. So these are any object you can choose, you can prepare a file, choose what type of an import and you can import. But for preparing a file, you need a format. So you need to know the template in which you have to prepare. So here you have this. You just click on this download blank CSV template. You have all the objects names comes up. If you want to have the locations data loaded, click on location. So a template of location will be downloaded. If I click on some other item, say event is in pay grade something, the pay grade related template gets downloaded. Like so in those templates, so which data is to be actually loaded, so that only will be, so those columns or all that columns will be coming up. So normally if I create a location on a front end, what all fields I fill on the screen, so those fields are coming in the import format, that's it. It's nothing different. So if you are creating a new location on the front end in the manage object page structure screen, what all you normally maintain, so all that you will have to. One second please. Okay, so this way the code of a location, the start date of a location, name of a location, description, to which location group the location belongs to, the time zone, like this. So the various fields normally what we used to find under the manage org job pay structure screen, that we will find even here guys. We just go for org job, manage organization pay and job structures. Here if I create a location, what all fields you normally find on the front end. These are the same fields, code of a location, date of a location, name, description, status, to which location group it belongs to, time zone. Same set of fields are all here horizontally maintained here in this file as a column headers, and we just have to maintain. If we are loading 10 locations, 20 locations and all, just maintain all those entries and you can upload them. Okay. So this will be the way how we will prepare a file. We'll also do that activity, one sample activity tomorrow. We'll maintain a record and we'll upload it. How to fill this file, how to upload and all. We'll also look at that. So basically, first I'm introducing you with this screen, where you also have an option of first validating the file and then importing the files. Guys, Employee Central, that might be employee data you are loading or foundation data you are loading. You'll have an option to first validate. So click on validate. It will check for all the validations, such that if any records are having any errors with respect to mandatory fields not maintained or inappropriate values or inappropriate date formats given, all that system will first check and give us the errors. We can correct that and later we can import. Even if you directly click on import, it will throw the errors, not a problem. But the point is, if you directly click on import, if out of 10 records, if it are successful, 8 will be loaded and 2 will be left out with errors. But if you click on validate first, it will not load anything. It will first check the validations. So if everything is, once you correct it, then if you click on import, all 10 can be loaded at a time instead of breaking the records. That is the advantage you have with validate option. So this is all about the import foundation data, where if you clearly see, you don't have an option of exporting. You cannot export the data. You only have an option of importing the data through import foundation data. That is for the normal foundation objects. Okay, for the normal foundation objects, it is only import option. If you want to export, that is if you want to download the list of existing locations, if you want to download the list of existing pay grades, anything, you have to develop some reports, guys. You have to create some ad hoc reports with your requirement and you have to get them downloaded. As such, they didn't give a standard option to directly download the foundation data. You have to depend on some reports. But for MDF foundation objects, it is both import and export data. This actual name itself says that import and export. You can even import new objects and you can even export the existing data. So let me also show you how this screen also looks like. To import and export data, this is a screen where we handle the MDF objects related imports exports. So not only MDF foundation, any MDF object you will find it here. So either you want to import the data or export the data, or if you want to download the template of which objects you want to import, all that is there. So first you will go for download template and you will choose which object you want to load. Say example, if you want to load departments, select department. And here you have to definitely include dependencies as no every time, guys. If you don't keep it as no, so not only the department file, other files in which the department is a field. Say the division file, you will have a department association field. Like that, in whichever other files, you will have a department as one of the column. Even that files will be downloaded. Include dependencies, keep it as yes. So every time it is recommended you keep include dependencies as no, such that only that file what you are looking will be downloaded. So only first two things are to be selected, the other things just leave them as it is standard, never touch them. So which object you want to have the template downloaded and what are the dependencies, just keep include dependencies as no and click on download also. So if you click on download, your your template will be downloaded. So your department upload template will be downloaded here. So what all fields we normally see on a department creation screen, all that fields are now horizontally listed here at the upload template. So once the template is ready, you fill the data and you will come to the import data, and under import data this time, here you choose which object you want to import. Say department object you want to import. You browse the file what you have just now filled in. And here again you can choose whether it is incremental or full purge. So it is definitely incremental. Very rare cases we use full purge. So it is incremental. And then that's it. So these things you have to make sure is which object, the file and the type of import. That's it. So other things just leave them as it is. As it is, just leave them, do not touch. Which object, what type of an import, and browse the file. And click on import here on the right hand bottom corner. But here for MDF foundation objects, you don't have that real-time threshold value or not, which you have like 10 records and all. Here you don't have it, where either you upload 1 record or 1000 records, it will definitely go as a background job. In normal foundation objects, till 10-15 records, you have an option of having it as a front-end upload. But in MDF, you don't have such option. Even you are uploading one record also, it will go and upload as a background activity. A background job will be created even for one record upload also. You don't have a front-end option at all. So that real-time threshold parameter is not applicable here. Okay, so this way you can import the data, you can export the data all. If you want to download the existing departments, you just click on export data, and here you'll select department as the object and just select the include dependencies as no. That's it. You just click on export, so the file will be downloaded where you can export the data into the SuccessFactors system. List of departments, existing departments. So that way you have an option to import, export, download the template, all this under this import and export data, where we can use it for the MDF foundation objects basically. The normal foundation objects, it's only the import option to import foundation data. But the advantage is here you can have some front-end import, but here everything is a background input. Even one record is a background input. So how to fill that file, how do we upload it, where do we see the status of the imports, all that we'll be looking at in our tomorrow's session of both the normal foundation objects and MDF foundation objects. And then we'll also start discussing about employee data imports, introduction to employee data imports also we'll take in our tomorrow session. So as we did not have the sessions last 10 days, so we might be again having a session on tomorrow guys, Saturday. So Ashok or Naresh will be keeping you guys posted on that. Okay, so accordingly we can join the sessions, and it will be like 8 a.m. IST. The session is confirmed, it will be at 8 a.m. IST. Okay. So any questions on this import related? Anyone? Okay, so again in detail, we'll again practically upload and see using both these options in our tomorrow's session. So that's it for the day, and I'll be sending you the documentation as well regarding this data imports. You can even find that. That's it guys, thank you one and all. Any other questions? Yeah, Devi, any questions?
Yes. In employee file, in employee file, with that right corner on actions.
Okay.
We don't show in that job, change job and compensation info in my.
For your user ID, it will not appear because you are not an employee central employee. So your user ID is just an ID that is created like an admin ID. So only for employees records this will come. So your ID is basically just for logging in, for practicing, for creating some configurations and all. So it's an admin ID that will not happen. So you can just search for any of the records. A lot of sample records we have that are loaded by SF with some English names. Just search with these English names, John, Paul, something. So those names, whatever are the records you have, for all that you can find this options. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much.
Perfect. So that is nothing but a difference between a EC system and a non-EC system. So your ID is a non-EC user. Okay, it's a non-EC user, which is just, it's not hired in the SF system, it is just a user ID created. Okay. Fine days, thank you one and all. Have a nice day. Let us connect back same time. We're back at 8 a.m. IST tomorrow. Thank you.